Hi, guys. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Say Hi to God today. Today is episode 2. This is our second episode for the year, and we will be talking about how to go about planning your God project, or your basically how to plan being more intentional about doing something for God this year. Obviously, they say failing to plan is planning to fail. So what we're basically trying to pass on here is methods that you can use to sort of guide you and help you to be a bit more intentional in every month, in every week, in every step of the way, just trying to get to the point where you are constantly reminded that you have dedicated yourself to a particular project. Okay, so a lot of Christians, a lot of us just basically feel like that when people talk about money, it's like, oh no, we're not so money minded, we're God minded, we're this. Yes, I understand that we're God minded and everything should be about, the focus should continuously be on God. But how can you really focus or worship God if you have money problems left, right, and center? You cannot pay school fees, you cannot pay your rent, you cannot even get food to eat. You basically spend your time, in the place of prayer, praying for the things that you need or things that your family needs, as opposed to, just staying there and loving on God and worshiping God and, just being there and being in the presence of God and enjoying the presence of God and enjoying that relationship with God. You spend hours and hours, praying, oh God, I need money for this, please provide money for this, provide for this, and all that. But yes, God has already provided all our needs, and it's important that we always keep that at the back of our minds and work with that. Now, so in terms of making plans for the year, I don't know if you want to do it like a quarterly plan, a monthly plan, a weekly plan, a yearly plan, but I advise you have a 2022 project Jesus or God project or whatever you want to call it whatever you want to call it. And in essence, what that helps you do, it's one way of thinking about one thing or a couple of things that you can do to improve your relationship with God, to help yourself to be a blessing to someone else. Because see, the Bible says it's more blessed to give than to receive. I tell you, when you're in a position to give someone something, there's that silent happiness. There's that happiness, that joy that comes from within when you're able to help someone in need, or you're able to just, give someone something. And there's a place of honor, when you're able to give to someone. Oh, I heard this thing recently, and someone said, a pastor said, don't shake somebody that you're supposed to kneel down to greet, right? I think that's just us keeping in mind and being aware that there are levels to this thing. There are some people that you have to. Anyways, let me not digress. That's not the topic. Honor is not my topic today, but I think it's just, who can you bless, or who can you be a gift to in this year? There are a few ideas that I had come up with, and after going through each of them, I will kind of just give an overview as to how I advise you can help yourself. Now, in terms of doing something for Jesus, you can go the route of prayer. Now, so for those of us who are growing believers, who are trying to get to the point where, we're building a better relationship with God, you need to be more intentional about your prayer times. It is so important that you say to yourself, okay, in a day, I'll start with 10 minutes of prayer, uninterrupted, whatever you want to do. So I and Kaine do this thing where whenever we see the time and it's a triple number, so like 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, we take that minute and say a prayer. So, there's that constant reminder. And somehow you think, how will I always know is a triple number? It's just a fun thing that we do, actually. It's not even a tasking thing. It's just something you do for fun. So it's like, oh, it's 444. And you just do like this. We just stay like we're in the mood of prayer, and then it's basically, oh, thank God, or just, it could be committing something to God. It could be something that you're doing at that particular time, just committing it to God. Sorry. Yeah, it could be something you're doing at that particular time, just committing it to God or whatever. You can take a minute, you can decide to even make it longer than a minute. So just basically the point is create your own time. There are some periods in my life, I like to pray in the morning. I take out some time in the morning. There are some times where I prefer to pray in the night. Depends, maybe sometimes even when you're, in a different location, or you're out for work or whatever it is, you may have your routines may change and you want to make that adjustment. But just remember that it is important that you have a prayer time that you can just say, even if it's 10 minutes that you can commit to, and say, okay, 10 minutes, set your timer 10 minutes. Someone said something, how, she always tries to pray for 1 hour. So even if she'll set a timer, even if the 1 hour is not up, she continues to stay in that place. Just stay there. Don't go and start pressing phone. Don't go and start looking for other things. Just you and God. You can close your eyes. If you don't know what to say, close your eyes and just, meditate or whatever. So prayer is one, giving is another one. So it's so important to give. You can't really emphasize the need for giving. Giving helps you, and it helps the person, it helps the person you are giving as well. So you can decide to do a charity project, and this is what has helped me in the past. If I say, okay, so, and every year I try to do a project, right? Maybe I try to do it every December. So basically what I actually try to do, or what I do, is I set a target for myself. Okay, let's say this year I want to spend, I want to spend 5,000 naira. It can be whatever, choose whatever is in your limit. This year for God, I want to do a project of 5,000 naira. I want to do a project of 5 million naira. I want to do a project of 500,000 naira. I want to do a project of 50,000 naira. Whatever it is that you decide, you set that target at the beginning of the year. Now, if you set this target, say in February, so you have only 11 months or 10 months to deal with this. If you're going to execute this project in December, how much do you need every single month to put aside for that project? And you have to be disciplined about it. So this is what helps me. I'm able to just set my target, and then I know that as part of my budget for every month, or as part of whatever I'm going to spend for the month, I have to bring out this money and put it in a separate place, or put it in a separate place where I will not have easy access to the money. I've mentioned before, there are so many of these financial institutions now that are now fintech companies that are now helping people save money better. There's Crowdyvest, there's Piggyvest, there's I can't remember a lot of them. I'll see if I can get more of them. But basically what they do is they help you just save your money, and they give you interest on your money. So the more you're putting money in there, instead of leaving it in the bank, you're actually even making more money on those things. Now, that's number 2. So giving. So what are you going to give? If you want to do it monthly, then that means you have to be more intentional and bring out the money monthly, or do whatever. It's not, and when you say giving, it's not only about money. Even though I think that money is one of the, in quotes, easiest ways, because let me tell you, it's not easy to commit your time, your energy, your skill, everything to giving someone else, to giving to a cause or anything. So identify what it is, even if you don't know what it is, because actually last year I didn't know what I wanted to do. But then at the end of the year, my sister came up with a project, and she wanted to do a visit to prisoners and feed prisoners. She fed 1,000 prisoners, and provide skincare for them. So apparently when they go to prison, they have a lot of skincare issues and all that. So she was able to assist them with that, and that was part of our cause for the year. So I felt really good doing that. And I'm not sharing this here to come and tell you whatever, but I think it's really a great thing that she did. And I'm happy that I was able to be a part of it. So, just the joy knowing that, wow, we fed prisoners and all that. It was really exciting. Another thing you can do is teaching. So to teach others, there are people who take out their time to teach others, develop someone else. If you don't have money to give someone else, you have resources in your brain. You have skills you can transfer to somebody. You have knowledge that you can transfer to somebody. Teach somebody something. Let that person be your project. Let those people be your project. It could be that you decide to take a sect of people and you decide to teach them, educate people. There are so many people that are not educated. I'm not even talking only about gospel education. I'm talking about just basic life skills. I'm talking about education as in book smart, so there's so many things. You can pick children, you can pick teenagers, you can pick people who are homeless, you can pick people that are in your community or someone somewhere. You can actually take out time to teach somebody something. Another key one, number 4, is forgiveness. This is so important. I was preparing for this and something just said to me, forgiveness this year. That person, that one person that that you've sworn, I will never forgive this person. This is the year you're going to forgive that person. Not because the person is right, not because of that, but for your own freedom. You can't carry the weight and run. You can't carry weight. If you have weights on your shoulder, if you're carrying load, you can't run far. Right? So it's very important that you let go of whatever burdens, whatever load, whatever intentional thing that is holding you back. You have to